much later than what I normally do onto this stream, because I actually spent an entire, almost a half of a day really, in personal development for myself and for my business, and really just diving into some things that I needed to do for myself. And my hope is that through this message that I'm going to share with you today, that it can help you in your business, because what I'm going to be talking about is how to get unstuck. Okay, and this is something that I'm actually working through in my own business. Full transparency, always there. I'm still having results in my business, still having success in my business, but it's not where I want it to be. Okay, so there's a process that I know that I have to go through, that I know other entrepreneurs need to go through. And I'm going to share with you really what that process is and why we get ourselves stuck and how you can get unstuck. And this is not the first time that I've been there, right? Everyone has been there. But, there is a fine defining line where people make a decision when they get stuck to either quit, or they make a decision that they're going to tweak some things and they're going to keep going on that journey. And true entrepreneurs, they will always come to that crossroads where they have to make a decision of how they want to see things done. So I'm just going to kind of share what I know, what I've learned over time, and what I'm actually doing in my own business right now. So the first thing when we talk about this journey of getting unstuck, I don't even think I introduced myself. I'm Coach 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, by the way. But anyways, I help show people boss mentorship and how to build great businesses online, digitally. Okay. So that's what I help people do. But anyways, the first thing with the journey of getting unstuck in your business is you have to have a moment where you are honest about why you're stuck. I feel that a lot of people aren't honest about why they're stuck. That's where the blame game kind of comes in. It's like people want to blame their sponsor. They want to blame the company. They want to blame that they don't have time. But yet, I guarantee you, if you sat down and you mapped out your 24 hours in a day, you could find an hour, in little blocks here and there. Like I had to do when I was building my way to full time. I was working, but when I was using the bathroom, I was multitasking, right? My lunch breaks, I was multitasking before work, after work. As I was leaving, I was listening to podcasts and growing my mindset, right? So you have to get clarity on why you're stuck, and you have to be willing to be honest with yourself. Get you a piece of paper and sit down. Why are you stuck? What is it? Is it that you don't have enough resources, that you are lacking some knowledge in a certain thing that you need? Is it that you don't have the belief that you can do this? Is it that you don't believe that you're worthy of what it is you're even trying to do? Is it your time? Is it your discipline? What is it? Right? So the first step is actually just being 100% honest about why you're stuck. Okay, and that's 100% you. Nobody can do that work. And I think the second step is, once you get through acknowledging why you're stuck, I think that the next step is actually getting, I would say, acceptance. So I'm going back to my days before when I used to do counseling, right? You have to come to a stage of acceptance where you accept and you take responsibility that you are 100% the captain of your ship. Nobody is responsible for your success. Nobody has the magic ticket for your success. So if you're sitting around waiting for somebody to give you your success, you're waiting for somebody to teach you something you need to know before you become successful, well, you know what? Then you don't have the right mind frame to get unstuck in the first place. Nobody is the captain of your ship. Nobody besides you. Okay, so that's the second step, is acceptance. All right. And I think a third step would be for entrepreneurs is to release yourself from perfection, knowing that your road, your journey is not going to be 100% level. There will be rocky moments. There will be times where you don't have, confidence in yourself. There's going to be times where you're trying to figure things out and the pieces might not be going together the way you want them to go. And that is when you have to make a decision that you're not going to quit, but that you're going to just keep taking actions and steps forward until you figure it out, right? Be willing to. Part of the process of getting unstuck is being willing to work through that whole getting stuck phase. And that's where you're going to learn a lot. But you have to be willing to do that work. So I already talked about being a CEO of your ship. But one of the things that I do want to talk about that's really important is I say this a lot, and I think when I came online first, I had this mindset. There's this mindset everyone has. I want to make $5,000. I want to make $10,000 because these are numbers that are just thrown out there all the time. Okay, so somebody who's already been there, done that, I understand that. But a lot of entrepreneurs come online and say, I want to make $5,000. I want to make $10,000 a month. And I feel that you have to have some clarity in your vision. Is that what you want, or is that what you think that's what you should want? And why is it that you want it? And the reason why sometimes we get stuck is we're pursuing something we didn't even want in the first place. Okay. So what is it that you want, and why do you want it? Is it that you want, to be able to, like in my case, I wanted to be free from a job. That was something very real. My job was like emotionally abusive, and it was like crazy walking into every day. That was my reality. That's not everybody's reality. For some people, they get anxiety every time they open their bank account. Like literally, they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. For other people, they have a great job. They might be making multiple six figures, right? But what is it why do you want this business that you're building? What is it? When you get clarity on that, when you get stuck, you can go back to that drawing board and say, you know what? I said I wanted this, and here's why I want it. So let me go back to the drawing board and figure these things out. You don't give up on your goals so easily when you start the right way with clarity in your goals and your vision. All right. The second thing is, I was going to say that for entrepreneurs, going back to this 5,000, 10,000 a month thing, a lot of people will say that they want that, but then they have a sense of arrogance and entitlement to that amount of money. Well, I deserve 5,000. I deserve $10,000 a month. Okay. But you have to get clear. Part of getting unstuck is getting clear on, are you willing to do the work to be able to get that 5,000 and 10,000? And if you can't answer that first, like before you even start the journey, you're not worthy of that. And a lot of people won't say that, but you're not worthy of it. I'm not worthy of $10,000 if I'm not willing to do the work of building $10,000 a month. And part of that, I'm going to talk about what that process is. Part of that process of building yourself to a full-time income, 5,000, 10,000, whatever it is. For some people, full-time income for them might be 3,000. I'm on the video. So part of it might be 3,000 for another person. Okay. So part of that problem is, I forgot, I got kind of offset. Oh, okay. Is not being willing to invest in yourself. So you have to have a process, and it's not just about money. But if you believe that you're worthy of a full-time income, you believe that you're worthy of $5,000, you believe that you're worthy of $10,000, whatever it is that you believe that you're worthy of, you have to do the work. And part of the work is mindset. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. But I can tell you that mindset is what carried me through when there were nights when I was up. These are things that people don't talk about, but I'm going to talk about it, right? There were nights that when I was building, I was crying because I was emotionally and physically tired. But I knew that I had to do the work that I said that I committed, the work that I committed to. And I had to keep building, even though I was tired. I was tired, right? You're working a full-time job, and you're building a business. You can't just be like, oh, well, okay, I'll do that another day or whatever. No, I had to keep building, even though I was like literally exhausted some days. There were days that there was stuff going on, a breakup. I had a big breakup last year, but guess what? I had to keep building, right? So the emotional part, being committed to doing what you said you came here to do. Okay. And you got to get that mindset right. So personal development. Okay. So one of the books that I'm reading is You Are a Badass. I'm reading this. So make that part of your journey. All right. And then make sure that you're willing to like grow and to push into what you need to be. Okay. So if you want to get unstuck, a lot of times it's one of the reasons why we are stuck is because we're not willing to push into what we need to be. We're not willing to grow into what we need to be. Okay. That might mean that for example, there might be a level of laziness, a level of lack of discipline. There might be a level for you of lack of attention to detail. There might be, something you need to learn that you haven't learned. There might be something that you haven't mastered yet. These are all things where I talk about getting clarity and being honest with yourself. This is part of the journey, of the growth journey. Once you get honest with yourself about these things, you start applying these things in your business, then you can start pushing and growing to the person you need to be. So my question is, how many books are you reading every, I would say 60 to 90 days? If you look at multiple six figures, they will read sometimes a book a week, right? Or at least a book a month, right? They're constantly reading. Why? Because that's part of their personal development journey, and it's going to help them be a better person, which it radiates into their business. It's going to help them become a better leader, which if they're building an organization, it's going to help them be able to build better organizations, right? So that's why they always say personal development. I feel like a lot of leaders don't really explain why people need to do personal development, because it really does radiate into your business. And I feel like the last couple of months, I kind of like, oh, I did personal development from here and there, but it wasn't necessarily a priority within my daily routine. And that's when I saw my business like kind of like it was kind of like lackluster. Not, I won't say like I wasn't having results, but it wasn't what I knew I was capable of. So personal development is really, really, really important in your journey as an entrepreneur, because we are not perfect. We are not always motivated, right? We are not always, we're just not. So here's some questions I want you to think about. How many books have you read within the next 30 to 60, 90 days? If you haven't read any books, make it that your goal, make that your priority to start reading books for personal development. The next thing is like, what ceilings, what habits are you willing to break to become unstuck? Maybe it's that one of those things that you need to get out of, and I think a lot of people come online to get out of it, is that you are reliant on your mentor or your sponsor. Maybe it's that you think that someone else has the key to your success and you don't believe you do. Maybe it's you're looking for some knowledge that is already within you. Maybe it's that you are not willing to do lives, right? Because we have to be honest about what we're not willing to do. Maybe it's that you don't have a daily action plan, that you don't use a planner, that you have nobody holding you accountable, right? And right, that you don't have an accountability partner. Like, what is it? What is that ceiling that you're unwilling to push through to be able to get to the next step? All right. And then I think the other thing is, are you willing to speak life over yourself? Because we're always going to have those moments when we don't believe in ourselves. We're always going to have those moments where so much is going on around us, like your job, your personal life, or whatever. But are you willing in those moments to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm the shit? I don't have it all figured out, but you know what? I still know I'm the shit, right? Right? Whatever it is, right? Whatever you say yourself, I like to cuss. That's my favorite word. But whatever it is you're wanting, but are you willing to speak life over to yourself? Whatever that looks like for you. Some people, it's like they're saying faith affirmations. Hey, whatever. But are you willing to do that? Are you then willing to will that? Okay, so you just spoke that over to your life, but are you willing to do the action, like basically will that into action? Okay, so you spoke these little, fluffy affirmations, but are you willing to then do the work to manifest that and to make that come into action? Okay, and are you willing to give your business your best? Because sometimes we get lazy with our business. We just start like, oh, I could slip by with doing this, and I don't need to do all of that. Oh, automation. And we just become lazy and lackluster with our business. Are you willing to give your business your best? That's one way you can become unstuck, is when you start giving your best, not focused on, can I get the best results, but can I give my business my best? Because the results will show up in the way that you give your business. You give your business your best, you get the best results. Okay. And then this is an important one. Are you willing to manage your emotions? Oh my gosh. So this used to tie me up a lot. There were times when I would hit a road bump, and immediately in my thought process, I would say, oh my God, I'm never going to, it's always that never word. I'm never going to blah, right? So it becomes a time when you have to learn to master your emotions. And that's I find when I talk to people, I'm always like, I encounter so many people in the online space who they are so stuck in their heads. They're comparing themselves to other people. It's messing with their emotions. They are, so caught up in what's going on in their life. It's messing with their emotions. And the whole way through, they have no focus and clarity on the vision of why they have their business, why they're doing the work of building a business, and what that business can help them transform in their life. They're just all in their head and all in their emotions. So you have to learn that your thoughts are just thoughts, but they become emotions when we allow them to keep festering. So sometimes you have to stop that thought right in your head and say, let me change this. You might have to change that thought by reading a book or listening to audio or calling, girl, I'm thinking blah, 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 blah. Or sometimes I'll call my accountability partner. I'm thinking blah, 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 blah. Tell me something else, right? Because sometimes we need people to speak that into us, okay? But that's the part is, are you willing to master your emotions? That's a huge part of entrepreneurial journey is getting past your own emotions. Your emotions of thinking you're not worthy enough, of thinking that it will never happen for you, comparing yourself to other people, all of these things. Got to learn to master your emotions. Okay. And then are you willing to become the person that your results require? So again, back to that fluffy $5,000, $10,000 amount that everyone wants to make online, right? If you say you want to be an entrepreneur who's generating in your business $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $12,000 a month, $20,000 a month, are you willing to become the person? Not that you're going to wake up and be that person already. Are you willing to become the person that you need to become to get the results that you say that you want? So that's going to mean, like, for example, when I first hopped online, I'll be very honest, I had no real time management. Okay, I didn't. And as I started looking at the blueprint that my mentor had given to me, I started to realize that in order for me to do those things that were on that blueprint, I had to get a planner. I had to literally write down when I was going to do it, not just say I'm going to do these things every day, but when was I going to make time to manifest this? Right? So I had to get a planner. I had to learn to discipline my time to manifest my goals. Not just say I wanted a $5,000 a month business, but actually commit the time to do it and do it. And I had to make it a non-negotiable. There were days that my friends were going out and I was like, I ain't going with you because I had to do these things. There were times that people were like mocking me because they saw, like literally my coworkers, people were mocking me because they saw me doing these things. And I knew that it was going to manifest one day, right? I didn't have this mindset that I was going to snap my finger. I was going to have this full-time income immediately. But I knew that if I stayed committed to this process, that over time it would happen. And that was my faith part. That was my faith part right there. But anyways, people mocked me, right? But I knew that I had to become a different person. I had to become a disciplined person. I had to become a person that was so full of faith about where I was going, that I was going to do the work that was required to get there, even when people were making fun of me, even when people left me behind, things like that. That's the person I had to become. So now going to my next level, the person that I'm going to have to become is a person who is not afraid to push past boundaries. I can't be afraid to push myself. And I think I've gotten comfortable, and I have to be okay with pushing myself way out of my comfort zone to get to the next level. Okay. So anyways, that's another thing to think about is, are you willing to become the person that your results require? Okay. Now let's talk about a quick action plan. Step 1 is just realize that you are the CEO of your ship. You really are. Take 100% responsibility of that. Like I said in the beginning, a lot of people online are blaming other people, looking for other people to tell them what to do, to tell them how to do it. A lot of things in my business I figured out because I just did not wait on somebody to tell me what to do. I figured out things. I tried things. I failed at some things. I kept notes of what worked. And then I put those things together and created my own blueprint. Right. So you have to first take responsibility. Just step 1, Just know you're the CEO of your ship. Even write that down. I am the CEO of this ship. Your ship is your business. I'm the CEO. I take 100% responsibility for my business. I take 100% responsibility for its success, its failures, its lessons. I take responsibility. This is mine. It's mine. Okay. Step 2 is get clarity on what you want. So like I said in the beginning, a lot of people, they're throwing out these numbers that they say that they want in their business. Why do you want it? Like, what are you going to do with it? What is it going to do for you? Is that even what you want? If you don't want to make $10,000 a month, then don't. You don't want to make $5,000 a month, then don't. Like, what is it that you want? Some people, they're okay with making $1,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. But what is that? Why do you want that amount? And what is it going to do for you? Write that down, get that clarity, right? Is it that you want time freedom? Is it that you want to be, you got babies, you want to spend time with your babies? Is it that you are tired of looking at that debt number and you want to wipe that off the map? What is it? So then when those moments happen, you have that clarity, you can go back to that. You can focus on that. Okay. Step 3 is put some respect on your freaking vision. Okay. So I talked about, first of all, know where you're going. Where are you going? Okay. But put some respect on it. A lot of people don't have no respect on their vision. So remember I said I had that daily action plan, and there were times I had to sacrifice going out with people. I had to sacrifice my lunch breaks. I had to sacrifice sleep. Sometimes I was literally exhausted, but I put respect on behind my vision, and I put in the work to manifest my vision. Now I got to do that again. Okay. To go to my next level. Put some respect on your vision. Stop just saying, I want to make 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 50, 100, but you don't want to put no respect on your vision. Put some respect on it. Okay. And then the next step is get clarity on what is your next level goal. Not the big goal. What's your next level goal? So for most people online, their next level goal is just simply to make their first sale. Like literally that should be your goal. Like get your first sale, because you have to have a small win that gives you that confidence to keep going. If it's a rank in your company, what is that next level goal? Okay. Now you can start revising as you go along. Just keep that framework in mind. You should be asking yourself, okay, I hit this. What's my next level goal? What's my next level goal? What's my next level goal? So keep that in mind. What's your next level goal? All right. And then number 4, you have to get unstuck, you have to write out a game plan. So what's your game plan? All right. So you know what you want. You got clarity on what you want. Okay. You put some respect on your vision. You know what your next level goal is. What's the game plan to help you get unstuck and to manifest what it is that you say that you want? What does that look like daily? What does that game plan look like daily? Okay. And what's your accountability factor within that game plan? So these are things that I would say you can put together to be able to get unstuck and to be the CEO of your ship and your business. All right. I hope that what I said made some sense. Drop a 1 below if anything that I said made any sense at all. Let me know. And, I love to connect people to my digital marketing goldmine so that they can learn about how to do digital marketing right, because that's what I help people do. So if you want to learn more about that, check out the comment section below. There'll be some information, and hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video, my friend. Bye.